Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leadership Montgomery's 28th Celebration of Leadership. Here to open the program, Leadership Montgomery's President and CEO, C. Marie Taylor.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? I'm so glad you did not go to the Bethesda North Marriott. We'd really be in trouble. So we are going to get started because I'm your evening's MC and I stand before you in the open bar and the food at the Fillmore. So we're going to get rocking and rolling. Tonight, we are here to shine a spotlight on some of our most talented leaders. Our graduates and award winners are committed to this county, and our programs are the gateway to creating change through leadership capacity. Throughout the year, Leadership Montgomery challenged our program participants to put down their titles and roll up their sleeves. We wanted them to learn, and we want them now to do more for this county. Now, it is my honor to introduce the graduates we are challenging to do more with the experience and the connections they were provided. Before I read the names of all 123 graduates, yeah, I know, I've been practicing for days. I ask that you hold your applause until the end because your dinner is getting cold. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Senior Leadership Montgomery Class of 2017. Jane Alperson, Mary Anderson, Helen Blumen, Sally Cameron, William Catherwood, Robin Chernoff, Rosanna Coffey, Daniel Crittenden, Solomon Glassner, Eric Grossi, Isadora Hare, Audria Huber, Ramonia Lee, Helen Letlow, Betsy Loylis, Neil Meyerson, Luisa Montero Diaz, Grant Moy, Peggy Moy, Birgitta Mulligan, Margot Reed, Sandra Renner, Sylvia Roberts, Chico Roseman, Audria Rothstein, Fran Rothstein, Mona Rowe, Karina Shin, Lynn Soblia, Phyllis Suhu, Ruth Spodak, Timothy Strangers, Elsabet Tesfaye, Dorothy Unger, Virginia Wolf, and last but not least, Jean Ann Wolfson. Our Emerging Leaders program was created to provide next generation leaders with the essential skills and connections for their professional success and effective community leadership impacting Montgomery County. So ladies and gentlemen, I present the 2017 class of the Emerging Leaders. Brian Anlou, Catherine Betzer, Alana Branda, Jose Campos, Tom Collins, Aisha Cornell, Kelly Davis, Maria Diaz, Jennifer Dickens, Andre Francis, Amber Franks, Daisy Garcetti, Christian Buerdu, Anna Heiserman, Michael Houston, Jason Korth, Mallory Lewis, Lauren Longo, Michael Marks, Vikram Mathur, Carla Manami, Jess Miner, Carlos Moya, Rob Mula, Uri Pasternak, Dana Pauley, Sandra Panera, Kamika Pope, Ashley Reinhardt, Anna Solomon, Matthew Sevard, Courtney Schaefer, and last but not least, Adam Wagner. And now, I would like to introduce the 2017 core class. Fausto Bayonet, Steffi Benjamin, Marla Bonnet, Stephen Branstein, Monica Brown, Alvin Carlos, Carolina Cabello, Charlotte Crutchfield, Lorna, Najina Dynaker, Michelle Day, Wendy Anderson, Susan Esserman, David Falcinelli, Christina Ferreras, Brendan Gamble, Veerlyn Gibbs-Watson, Laverne Gordon, Melissa Graves, Julian Hayes, Jennifer Hester, Alan Heyman, Lindsay Hoffman, Brendan Johnson, Steve Johnson, Thomas Kaufman, Aaron Kopelman, Daniel Karoma, Steve Lahan, Kelly Leonard, Nicole Lynn Lewis, Deborah Lindenberg, Marilyn Link, Lisa Martin, Bruce McNamer, Cassie Mirador, Jesse Massetti, Barbara Mulitz, Regina Oldak, Jill Ortman-Faust, Mickey Papillon, Mike Parson, Samir Paul, Chloe Perez, Aaron Phillips, Maurice Philogene, Eric Rash, Joe Richardson, Hans Reamer, Lorianne Sales, Sonia Spar, Cindy Shadow, Clarence Snuggs, Jose Sousa, Sean Stokes, Tammy Watkins, Andrea Whitehouse, Nicola Whitman, Tall Whittles, and Siobhan Wilcock. Now you may applaud. So now it's my pleasure to introduce the County Executive, Isaiah Leggett.
Thank you. I was eating popcorn, and I was delayed a little bit. I guess somebody should do something about the traffic out there, right? But let me take an opportunity just to explain for those of you who've not had an opportunity to visit Silver Spring over the last few years and could think back regarding the challenges that we faced in Silver Spring for such a long period of time. The biggest challenge in Silver Spring was not necessarily what to build, but to change attitudes and perceptions about Silver Spring. People had essentially given up on it. And as a result of that, it was a difficult challenge to convince people about the need for revitalization of Silver Spring and why it would matter so much. Now, I have to give credit to my predecessor, Doug Duncan, who took on a very broad vision that we are now trying to complete. We're moving aggressively forward to make certain that Silver Spring receives the kind of attention and support that it needs. And so when you see the traffic out there and you see all the many people who are around constantly in Silver Spring, it is in fact a challenge, but it is a far different challenge and a much better challenge than we had many years ago when very few people were in Silver Spring and we were actually begging and pleading for people to come here. So that's what you see outside, and we're aggressively trying to resolve that. And we believe that we've turned that corner and we'll turn it permanently. I say all of that because transportation is a challenge for us. When you look around this room, the leadership that I see in this room, and the real strong involvement that you've had in our community, it is really significant in terms of how we resolve challenges. Constantly, we will have challenges related to transportation, as I just decided, the environment, our educational system, and many other challenges that we probably cannot even foresee today. But leadership plays an important part in how we resolve those challenges. When you look at a county as large as Montgomery County, with 1.1 million residents, and it covers over 500 square miles, and we have such divergent and different views around this county about how we actually solve problems, how we come together, how we unify as a community. It is important that leadership at every level plays a significant part of resolving that. And so I am a very, very proud person who believes in leadership. I had the opportunity, unique opportunity, many years ago to be selected as a White House Fellow. And it is the leadership of leadership challenges, where you literally fellowship in a leadership role with the president and the vice president and cabinet members for an entire year. And you've actually had the opportunity, at least we did, on a rotating basis, to actually sit in with the president in cabinet meetings, and to have that experience and to recognize such a unique road and to see how they make decisions was just awesome. I was saying to a class just recently, I wish I had that opportunity today. I thought the cabinet meetings were exciting. They are really exciting today. But my point is, it's an element of leadership that helps us solve problems, brings us together as a community, to allow us the freedom to ensure that we have the best minds, the brightest people out working on behalf of our community. And so I want to congratulate all of you for what you've done and what I know that you will continue to do to help Montgomery County to be one of the best places in America to live, to work, to raise a family, because this is what it's about. And I've said many times that if we can't solve it here in Montgomery County, given what we have in terms of our educational level, the active participation of our residents, the involvement of programs such as this, committed leaders across the globe, sitting right next to the nation's capital. We can't do it in Montgomery County. There are very few places in America where we can't do it. So our success is not only success for our county, but for this region, in many ways for our nation. Thank you and congratulations to all of you.
Let's give our county executive another round of applause. Thank you, Ike Leggett. And I just have to tell you, I'm even more of an admirer. The ability for you to eat popcorn before you were getting ready to speak. I put my popcorn chewing on hold. So save some in that box there for me, would you please? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a celebration of leadership. As you may have heard, or maybe you didn't, I'm Debbie Jarvis, and I am the board chair for Leadership Montgomery. I have enjoyed my past 2 years serving as the board chair, specifically for Leadership Montgomery. I'm also, my day job is Vice President of Corporate Relations for Pepco Holdings, and we're a proud supporter of Leadership Montgomery on so many different levels. As a graduate myself, and ensuring that we have someone participating in each class and being supportive of Leadership Montgomery, because that's our way of supporting Montgomery County. I am also very proud member of the core class of 2012. Anyone 2012 in the class in the room here? Woohoo! Yes, and I have to say Marie too. That's where I met Marie. And that was the highlight of our class, 2012, and all the other classmates that I now have who are my friends for life. First, I would like to go on and thank our sponsors for this evening. Pepco, M&T Bank, Adventist Healthcare Incorporated, Montgomery Hospice, Total Wine and More, and WH Administrators, Inc. Now, see, I didn't tell y'all to refrain from, clapping until all names were called, because I knew that that was impossible. All right. Now, in addition to our wonderful county council leader, now I would like all of our other elected officials to please stand and be recognized. If you are in the House, if you're sitting in any capacity, wonderful, thank you so much. I'd call you out by name, but I don't have my glasses on. I can't see you. But thank you very much for being here tonight. Next, I would also like to acknowledge all former board members. Would you please stand? Past board chairs, please stand as part of that. And now, for our current board of directors, please stand. Woo-hoo! Thank you all for what you do, what you've done, what you're gonna do for Leadership Montgomery, and let's just give them all another round of applause. Now, I know that Marie does this on a regular basis, but I personally would like to thank the amazing LM staff, Sarah Burnett, Carol Ippolito, Allie Livingston, and Angelina Tracy. Where are you? Stand up. Wave, let yourselves be known. They are the backbone of Leadership Montgomery, and they are right by Marie's side. So I thank you all. Now, a lot of applause, and I love it, being able to recognize those who work so hard for Leadership Montgomery. We want to give a special thanks to Adventist Healthcare for being the core program sponsor for the 14th year. And when you see any of our generous sponsors tonight, please thank them. They come back year after year, some just maybe 1 year here, 1 year there, but you all are just, greatly appreciated, all of your efforts. And my thanks to everyone in attendance tonight. I like this new venue. What do you think? I know that was a loaded question, but thank you very much for responding so favorably. But this is really great, and I can't wait till we go over to the Fillmore. That'll be great too. So it does mean a lot to us to have you all here to celebrate our 2017 Leadership Montgomery graduates. Tonight is for you and about Leadership Montgomery's role in creating change in the county. For nearly 30 years, Leadership Montgomery has built bridges between the private, public, and nonprofit sectors of Montgomery County, Maryland, to improve the community, the neighborhoods people live in, and the businesses that they work in. And I know I'm reading off this script, but I really do firmly believe what I'm saying, okay? And remember, I forgot my glasses, But today we provide 6 curriculum and service-based programs. We've got your core, we've got your emerging leaders, we've got your senior, we've got MoCo Insider, and our corporate volunteer council, as well as our postgraduate programming and special events. We got a great selection for you guys to choose from. Now, to date, we have graduated more than 2,200 leaders. Round of applause, because many of you are here in the room tonight. 955 of whom now hold board seats in county-based businesses, supported 864 local nonprofits with 25,000 hours of volunteer service. I say on that note, let's give another round of applause. It's music to my ears. We have also trained 476 high school and other emerging leaders throughout our programs. Another round of applause needed for that. Thank you. Okay, I know you guys are like, okay, did she leave now? Okay, I am. But before I do, for our Outstanding Leader Award presentation, please welcome to the stage our award sponsor tonight, M&T Bank's Business Banking Regional Manager and fellow LM board member, Giuseppe Mastroli. Giuseppe?
Thanks, Debbie. So it's so great to be here, to see so many friends and colleagues out here in the market. I really like this type of venue. It is great. I do like the Marriott, but I really do enjoy the theater, so thank you. For M&T Bank, presenting the 2017 Outstanding Leader Award to Dr. Sanjay Rai is an honor, as our company values true community leaders. It was just a few years ago that we recognized Dr. Pollard from Montgomery College as an outstanding leader. Thank you. As 2012, for those of you counting. As a graduate of the 2009 class myself, I've had the honor of serving on the board of directors for the past 5 years, and it's really been instrumental in shaping me into the leader that I'm becoming today. Dr. Rai is a staunch supporter of innovations that advance college students' success in academic, career, technical, and workforce development programs, not only at his Montgomery colleges, but in colleges and universities in India, China, and other international educational institutions. He spearheaded efforts that transformed boundaries and eliminated barriers to success for the 60,000 students who attended Montgomery College, including online education and training. He is committed to creating opportunities and partnerships through the industry, through government, curriculum alignment, global outreach, and strategic use of learning technologies. His innovative leadership in joint efforts of Montgomery College and Montgomery County Public Schools resulted in the development and implementation of numerous projects, including the creation of 2 middle colleges, one of which was engineering. Dr. Rai also led unique collaborative projects that helped students prepare for college and careers. This is just a small description of his contributions to this county. Dr. Rai and I were both classmates in 2009. I wanted to share that with you. It was a class where we learned a ton. It was fantastic learning more about the community as well. But it was during that time that Dr. Rai told me about the Renaissance Scholars Program at Montgomery College, for those of you that know. At that time, my wife, who was entering school, joined that program and subsequently graduated from Montgomery College 2 years ago. And just a few weeks ago, graduated from the University of Maryland at College Park with a degree in accounting. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the 2017 Outstanding Leader Award, Dr. Sanjay Rai.
Thank you, Giuseppe. It was an honor to be a part of the class of 2009, as there's a tradition in Leadership Montgomery that the class you graduate from is the best of the best class. But I'll make an exception for the class that's graduating tonight. I have a very dear friend and colleague graduating in that class, and we are going to celebrate Dr. Monica Brown from Montgomery College. Friends, I'm humbled and honored to stand here before you tonight. You have heard others say that, but I can tell you that standing here, the truth of those words has never been more heartfelt. Some of you know a little of the story of my journey to this podium. It is a story that is possible in only few places in the world. Montgomery County in the state of Maryland in the United States is one of those places. Hollywood and Bollywood have given the world images of India that are both stunning and staggering. Both are accurate. India is a land of extremes and holds everything in between. What it does not hold for too many is opportunity. My parents did not have high school education. My father dropped out of high school to work in a steel plant built by Soviets. As children, my classmates and I were given tours of the steel plant. Perhaps this was intended to impress us with the strength and the might of Soviet Union. What impressed me most, however, was that how hard the men were working at very difficult jobs in very dangerous conditions. Two lessons I learned from those tours as a child. That my father and his colleagues were working very hard in difficult conditions to feed their families. Second, that education was the only way out of a life like my father's. During my childhood, India was faced with one of the worst famines in its history, but disaster was prevented. It was during this episode that India and a young boy in elementary school was introduced to American generosity. The United States sent tons of surplus wheat to a country that had sided with Soviet Union at the beginning of the Cold War. Politics were set aside as millions faced starvation. My sister and I would go with our parents early in the morning to line up at the government distribution centers to receive bags of wheat. What I would learn later, Norman Borlaug, an American scientist at Texas A&M University, who was the great-grandson of Norwegian immigrants, have invented a high-yielding variety of wheat that brought the Green Revolution in India. He won the 1970 Nobel Prize for his life-saving work, increasing the food supply, decreasing famine, contributed to stability and peace around the world. Dr. Borlaug was my early introduction to American innovation and the impact that it could have. So you see, my introduction to America was through its values of generosity and innovation. In my humble opinion, these are two of the values that define American greatness and will continue to make America an exceptional nation. These are the values embraced by the citizens and leadership of Montgomery County. These are the values that are the basis of our inclusiveness, and we are so incredibly fortunate to live in a region that values inclusion, recognizing it as a resource. Recently, tragically, you will remember the shooting of two Indian IT workers in Kansas City. The hate crime reverberated across the United States and around the world. Here in Montgomery County, I was so impressed and deeply touched that our county executive spoke out, strongly condemning the tragic incident halfway across the country. The young victims were from the city of Hyderabad in India, a sister city of Montgomery County. The inclusivity of Montgomery County is deep-rooted and on display through our sister city agreements with cities in China, India, Ethiopia, and El Salvador. I want to commend and thank the county executive and the members of the county council for their strong commitment to these partnerships and their strong condemnation of the actions of the man who took one life and changed the other forever. There are 159,000 children in Montgomery County's public schools. They will live in the future that we are shaping every day. They will inherit the inclusive culture that we create. They will hold the patents for the foods and medicine that feed millions and prevent diseases. I recently heard someone, he was a musician, I think, say that America is an idea that belonged to the people who need it most. As one who needed the idea and has been a recipient of her generosity and innovation, I can tell you that America is still the best idea in the world. Nowhere is that better shown than right here in Montgomery County. Tonight, I stand here humbly and say thank you to Leadership Montgomery, the opportunity that I was given as core class of 2009, to Dr. Darian Pollard and Dr. Hercules Pinkney, also graduates of Leadership Montgomery, two individuals who have given me great opportunity wrapped in their guidance and wisdom. I thank the faculty and staff of Montgomery College, the most inspiring and innovative thinkers I have ever had the privilege of working with, and certainly to my wife, Mamta, and my daughter, Nandita. Thank you very much.
To present our Corporate Leadership Award, it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage David Trone, founder and co-owner of Total Wine & More. David.
Leadership Montgomery, congratulations. Great achievement. It's like the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. Keep up the good work. In the past 30 years, Total Wine & More has grown from one store now to over 170 stores in 22 states across the country. But in every market, we get to work with the leaders, the business leaders, government leaders, and the nonprofit leaders. And one thing we find is that the best leaders understand and appreciate the importance of the major employers who provide, but are also deeply engaged in their communities. In Montgomery County, we're fortunate to have a great number of major employers who believe in giving back and getting involved. So on behalf of Total Wine & More, we're proud to sponsor the 2017 Corporate Leadership Award, which goes to Adventist Healthcare. Adventist Healthcare has a history of dedication to improving the health and well-being of our local community. From professional development and fellowship programs to leadership initiatives and diverse partnerships, they strive to improve the lives and well-being of everyone here that lives in Montgomery County. We're proud to honor this year Adventist Healthcare for their corporate leadership that all of us in corporate America should emulate. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting the award for the Corporate Leadership 2017 on behalf of Adventist Healthcare is our President, Terry Ford.
It's my honor and privilege to accept this award tonight on behalf of Adventist Healthcare. Adventist Healthcare consists of over 40 locations in our region, over 5,000 employees, hundreds of volunteers, and countless community partners that we rely on to deliver exceptional healthcare. And I couldn't be more proud to share the stage tonight with Ann and Dr. Sanjay Rai, two critical partners in our success. I'm so pleased that Leadership Montgomery continues to play such an important role in developing current and future leaders in our region. It's a passion that they have that makes our community a great place. I truly believe that's because of these three words, learn, earn, and return, that benefits an ongoing gift that keeps giving to Montgomery County. Leadership Montgomery emulates that every year for over 30 years. Think about that, 30 years, 2,000 graduates, over 2,000 graduates, many thousands of hours of volunteerism. We're a better community because of Leadership Montgomery. My late father and mentor often would say to me, he said, Terry, imagine this. If every leader in my town, in our town, would do a little more than what their organization required of them. Imagine the volunteerism. Imagine the increased knowledge. Imagine the networking, the partnerships, the connected ability of businesses working together. Imagine the honor, but most of all, imagine the ownership that together we create a better place to call home. In essence, that's a big part of what Leadership Montgomery does every single year. At Adventist Healthcare, we're excited about the future of our county, of our region, of our home. We can't wait until 2019 when we get a chance to open our new hospital up in White Oak. Right next to the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, the Viva White Oak development, our county continues to see growth. Right now, we're seeing population growth, we're seeing improved economies, we're seeing a lower unemployment rate, yet we know there's still a lot of work to be done, right? Class of 2017, that's where you come in. We've come a long way, but we still know there's much to get done. That's why we don't give up, right? That's why we don't give up on this region. We keep trying our very best to be ready for the future by engaging our leaders in complex problems like cybersecurity, transportation, better health care for all people, public safety, insisting on relevant education. And I'm pleased that Montgomery County, Washington Adventist University, Universities of Shady Grove, I know them. I know the faculty there. They strive every year to make education relevant for our business future. We don't give up because this is our home. This is a place that we love to live, love to learn, love to get health care, love to be a part of Leadership Montgomery. It's great to be recognized with the others today. Adventist Healthcare has 4 leaders tonight that are being recognized. I say thank you to Matthew and Aisha, Marilyn, Brendan, and all the class of 2017. We look forward to working with you and your ideas, your innovation to make this a great place to call home. Thank you.
To present our Nonprofit Impact Award, it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage the award sponsor, Donna Cooper, PEPCO Region President. Donna.
Good evening. How is everyone? I wanted to congratulate the 2017 class of Leadership Montgomery. Congratulations to all of you. As Debbie mentioned in her opening remarks, Leadership Montgomery has a very vital and critical role as it relates to our communities. You are here to educate, to convene, to connect leaders in our outstanding county that many of us call home. We all know that we are connected for the purpose of improving our communities. When we listen to several of the speakers this evening, there are several common themes, and it is very important and critical as leaders that we partner, that we collaborate, and that we give back to the communities that we are part of and serve. On behalf of PEPCO, an Exelon company, we are extremely proud to sponsor the 2017 Nonprofit Impact Award. Montgomery Hospice is an organization that has been serving the Montgomery County community for 35 years, impacting our community by providing a stable and a growing source of employment and offering our most vulnerable community vital services. I wanted to just take a personal note. Both of my parents passed and went through hospice care. And hospice care is so very important in so many different ways. So it's personal to me. Ladies and gentlemen, accepting the Nonprofit Impact Award on behalf of Montgomery Hospice, please welcome to the stage at this time, Ms. Ann Mitchell, President. I think that says a lot about Ann. I didn't even get out her title when we began to applaud. President and CEO, welcome.
Thank you. I'm Ann Mitchell.
So compassionate, so caring, so helpful.
Everything was done for her, and a lot of relief was brought to her.
I didn't realize they were also going to take care of us. I no longer felt anxious. I just felt as though she was cared for.
The fact that we had my mother-in-law at home, that was key. Hospice care gave us a sense of control, that we had some idea of what to expect, and as the process went on, when to expect it.
The time at Casey House, it was very relaxed, very peaceful, and I felt this sense of calm and security.
We knew my mom was in good hands for all of the technical, medical stuff and the pain management. Because the environment is so home-like, all the technology is very much in the background. What's in the foreground is the human element, the comfort, the care.
I felt that hospice gave so much to me, my wonderful wife and our family, and asked nothing in return.
The nurses, the social workers, the chaplains, everyone that came to see her and to see us. I don't think we could have done it without them.
It makes you feel alive, you know, and it gives you hope, and it makes you feel better inside.
They've had so much experience that they can kind of put what you're feeling in perspective and give you some hope for that it will get better.
They have real relationships with us.
One of the things that's happened in this community that has really improved it is the fact that Montgomery Hospice started here, and the care that that has meant for my neighbors and my family is just something that cannot be replicated. It is something that is local, it's special, and it's terribly, terribly important. I'm so grateful.
So Montgomery Hospice is honored beyond belief to get this award. I also want to thank all the nonprofits who are sitting out in the audience. Our collective vibrancy inspired Leadership Montgomery to have this award. We all win this award.
Good evening. I'm Paul Alpucci, a tax attorney at Lurch & Brewer and chairman of the board of Montgomery Hospice. As a tax attorney, I'm familiar with the phrase that Benjamin Franklin coined, that there's nothing certain in life other than death and taxes. As that man knew, death touches everyone. And because of that, hospice can be used by us all. Since its inception in 1981, Montgomery Hospice has helped 35,000 patients and more than 100,000 grieving family members and friends.
In hospice, quality is based on a combination of medical expertise and compassion, something that our 300 employees and 325 trained volunteers understand. Senior managers lead our organization, which includes 140 nurses, 9 physicians, and 45 counselors. Here is what leadership looks like at Montgomery Hospice.
We are humbled and proud to provide culturally sensitive care to thousands of Montgomery County residents in their time of need. Thank you very much for selecting Montgomery Hospice as the first recipient of the Leadership Montgomery Nonprofit Impact Award.
So congratulations to our award winners. They truly represent some of the greatest community assets that are leading change in the county. Graduates, we have set the bar high for you and your companies. Who among you next will be on this stage to be recognized? You're here because you have the opportunity to leave a legacy for the community focused on leadership that transforms Montgomery County. You are our greatest asset and deliverable, and as such, you must actively engage in the direction of this organization and the county from this moment forward. So the time has come. The ball is in your court, and let's take a moment to hear from some of our class representatives. First, from the 2017 senior class, Betsy Loylis. Betsy?
Good evening. I'm Betsy Loylis. As Marie said, I'm honored to speak on behalf of the 2017 graduating class of Senior Leadership Montgomery. For the past 8 months, Senior Leadership Montgomery, SLM for short, became the crossroads for 36 individuals whose lives, interests, and expertise intersected. My classmates and colleagues in this journey are a pediatrician, a public information officer, a regional services director, a minister, a planner, photographer, restaurateur, attorneys, various kinds of consultants, activists, and retirees. And I'm proud to know them and by name. But whatever our professions and backgrounds, we've been challenged through SLM to do something more, expand our understanding of our home and our fellow Montgomery County citizens and ourselves. SLM fixed our attention on the arts, from Black Rock Center to Glen Echo Park, on the county planning process and on the county planning and on the county council, on our healthcare delivery system, our schools from middle school to college, and back to a one-room schoolhouse for African Americans only. We saw how incarcerated people lived, how firefighters and police trained. We learned the demographics of our diverse county and about the importance of affordable housing. We heard firsthand about the hardship and uncertainty that lives here in Montgomery County are thrown into because of food insecurity or recent national immigration policies. SLM guided us to understand the power of continuing to learn and to grow. And through our volunteer work projects, we were challenged to do something, invest time in a project. Bill, Dan, Phyllis, Helen, and I worked as a team on our volunteer project, Equipment Connection for Children. The human resources nonprofit gives disabled children and their families used adaptive equipment to make their everyday living easier. We all contributed to this project, and I gained empathy for the families and the lives touched by their work. We experienced the power of service, how one small organization could turn values and ideas into action. I suspect that each of our teams carried that understanding away with them, whether their project was Adventure Theater, Comfort Cases, Manna, or Hospice Caring. And my Polaroid moment was the sheer fun of watching Chico and Rosanna, literally and figuratively, put on different hats and wigs in their skit to educate us on the many roles played by hospice. I want to recognize their fabulous work and thank Allie Livingston and C. Marie Taylor. Marie for her vision, passion, dynamism, and sense of fun. Allie for her problem-solving, positivity, and organizational prowess. And I understand that many past classes have nicknames for themselves. So I want to share with you tonight that we are Marie's favorite, as pronounced by Marie herself at our final April session. But then we knew we were special. So, what's next for Marie's favorite? How will we continue our personal journeys? For myself, I intend to join Leadership Montgomery to connect and network with this larger community of graduates and to support the meaningful education and outreach to community. My hope is that we will all stay in touch. We are newly bonded by common experiences and shared knowledge. And we are challenged to pick a place to start, to invest time in ourselves, have fun, and to learn, and to keep pursuing our dreams. So let's dream big, SLM class of 2017. Thank you.
Thank you, Betsy. That was a wonderful speech. So now we have to think and hear from the millennials, hear from our emerging leaders group. I need y'all to make some noise. As the co-founder of Reappareled, Carla Manami. Thank you, Marie.
Good evening. What an honor to be given the opportunity to tell you about the exceptional group of people who make up the 2017 class of emerging leaders, and exceptional, and the incredible privilege to participate in this program. Those were my first thoughts and the reason I'm speaking today. My subsequent thoughts up until right now were, why did I agree to do this? How do I get out of it? And can I convince someone to dress up as me and take my place? I asked pretty much everybody in my class, and they all politely declined, so here I am. And I'm sure many of you can relate. Public speaking, it's not easy for most of us. Those of you who know about the program may know that we actually received coaching in public speaking. And while that was a helpful session, it didn't magically cure me of my nerves. In fact, it just added to the pressure. I've been coached. I should be great at this. And yet, here I stand, knees shaking, stomach flip-flopping. But this moment crystallizes what we learned this year. During our last session, our class demonstrated that we have established a deep trust in one another. Our final exercise left us emotional and bare. It illustrated that the willingness of our class to be vulnerable, to share what affects us, what infuriates us, and what inspires us, allowed us to grow as individuals and as a group. Moving forward and tackling challenges is not about feeling comfortable. It's about stepping up because something else is more important. I would be devastated if I did not properly honor my classmates, and especially Marie and Allie. They have changed lives through this transformative experience. And while that is terrifying, I also know that you would all support me regardless of how well I do. And as my classmate Uri said, if you're going to fail, fail big. So he said it as a joke, but it's solid advice, so here goes. I was lucky enough to be born in Montgomery County at Shady Grove Adventist Hospital. I spent my youth on the Billy Goat Trail and learned to drive/speed on Democracy Boulevard. I started my career teaching at a local school. I became a homeowner here. And I've always loved this county for all it has provided. But it wasn't until I joined Leadership Montgomery that I truly felt connected to its community. This program has deepened my appreciation of Montgomery County, and thus renewed my dedication to my home. It connected me in new ways to the incredible people who make this county great. Through the generosity of many of the members in this room who organized events, hosted sessions, and spoke to us about their experiences and work, we learned that the true wealth of Montgomery County is in its people. In meeting my fellow emerging leaders, I became part of something more impactful than I could have imagined. They represent the private, public, and nonprofit sectors. They are engineers, advocates, students, and artists. Over the course of the past 10 months, they have expanded my understanding of the range of experiences and issues that affect us all. Each of these emerging leaders is powerful, and each represents part of our community. We are intertwined, vibrant, diverse, and passionate. Emerging Leaders provides a meaningful, compelling education. It's rare to know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be and when you're supposed to be there, but that's what the journey has been for each of us. Every session, Allie fostered an environment in which we could safely explore topics big and small, from the benefits of a nap pod at work to the reality of indoctrinated racism. We have opened ourselves to debating and learning with respect and compassion. This group proved that intelligent and thoughtful presence can allow us to discuss even the most divisive subjects. There are many challenges that we face as a community, as a county, as a nation, and as a global society. At times, these challenges can feel overwhelming and leave us with a sense of despair. The remarkable people of Leadership Montgomery are the antidote to that feeling. Hearing from them, learning from them, from their experiences and the work that they do, and learning about the causes they champion recharges my optimism They are an inspiration. We will take the tools and connections that this program has provided us and continue to progress. We will confront uncomfortable realities and systemic shortfalls. As a community, we will address the issues we face with integrity and vigor. The potential for meaningful action by these individuals is incalculable, and thanks to LM, we can call upon each other for support as we write the next chapters. I'm confident that this class will be instrumental in shaping the county and the future, and I'm grateful to know that it is in such capable hands. Thank you.
Excellent, Carla. Excellent. The bar is open in like 17 minutes, don't worry. 17 minutes till the open bar. So, to bring it home, we have Mickey Papillon from the 2017 CORE program.
Good evening. So my name is Mickey Papillon, and I'm with Federal Realty and representing the CORE 17 program. So last Friday, Chloe and I were having drinks with one of our classmates, Maurice Philogene, and he was telling us that he had a business trip planned to Colorado for this week. And he said not to worry, his flight was arriving tonight at 5 o'clock and should be plenty of time and no problem. Well, I got a call from him at the time his flight was taking off, and ultimately he had missed the flight. He's around the corner, so he will be here momentarily, but let me get this going because I know we're on a schedule. So while I could share my own comments and experiences, it's really, these are his words. Maurice has a great personal journey story over the last 9 months. He's a resident of Silver Spring, a police officer with the county, and a 20-year executive at Accenture. So these are his words. I'll sum it up with 2 words: exposure and connection. True story. March 8th, 2016, I got an email from Marie welcoming me to the class. I was in the Horn of Africa at the time, deployed as a commander for a unit focused on counterterrorism in the region. No kidding, I was outside Somalia when I got the email. So given my professional background and what I was doing at the time, my first honest thought was, another leadership program, there's no way I'm going to have any profound experience as the result of this local program, right? Wrong. Wrong in a big way. So how did it affect me? Exposure and connection. I was exposed to areas I knew nothing about. African-American micro-communities in our county like Tobytown and Littonsville. Direct conversations with the homeless and adults suffering from mental illness and what life is like for them. A better understanding of the educational system that my 4-year-old will enter where it succeeds and fails. The enormous amount of social services available to those who need it in the county, and if we can choose, and they can choose to connect themselves. The arts, Black Rock, Strathmore, Roundhouse, Fillmore, and AFI. I've never been to any of them before. Now I've been to all of them and recognize their importance in my community. We're blessed to have them. And it exposed me to deep conversations with incredible people in my class, whose perspectives were real and raw. And to this day, I think about our Diversity Day, the comments Bruce, Tammy, and Jess that we talked about the racial privilege and lack thereof. And speaking of people, let me talk about connection. Leadership Montgomery has forever connected me to the amazing people and professionals within the county. Our class is comprised of 60 diverse men and women who in some way impact every facet of Montgomery County and most likely some facet of your life. Thomas Kaufman and his work on the corporate real estate directly responsible for a portion of downtown Silver Springs skyline. Similarly, if you live or enjoy Pike and Rose in Rockville, blame Mickey Papillon for his incredible work. If you've had a police officer respond in your home in Bethesda, they operate under the leadership of Dave Fasinelli, who is the 2nd District Commander of MCPD. I've told her this, but in my book, Jill Ortman-Faust is a rock star. Her passion around education and advocating for our kids is frankly inspiring. Nicole Lewis's Generation Hope empowers single parents to stay on the path to college. Hearts and Homes for Youth, run by Chloe Perez, empowers abused children to push on and live. And my man, Clarence Snuggs, his words, director of DHCA, is constantly working to increase the supply of new affordable housing for those who need it, including a personal friend recently divorced with 2 kids who would have been forced to move out of the country if not for his programs. I can't tell you how much I've learned by listening to Hans Reimer, who is the current council member. The list goes on and on, the impacts go on. And the great thing is I'm connected to all of these amazing people, and the other 50 or so I didn't have time to mention, we all are. And that's the point. I was exposed to local issues, connected to the right people. So when you see Maurice this evening, make sure you give him a hard time about not being here, about missing his flight. Ask him the story about what happened, but also thank him for these comments. Now, before I go, I want to ask Verilyn to join me on stage, please. This is Verilyn Gibbs-Watson. She's from Nothing But Cakes as well in the 2017 core class. Forever, we will be known as Marie and Allie's first class. Woo! So we'd like to take a minute to recognize and thank the leaders of Leadership Montgomery that helped make this journey possible for us.
Allie, do not worry. This will take less than 2 minutes. Mickey, 1 minute, 50 seconds to go.
So to the core class, let's take a moment to remember back to the morning of the opening retreat.
Picture it, September 8th, 2016.
We all got up about 5 a.m., drove 50 or more miles all the way up to Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, pulled into Capitol camps, and started to size up the situation. We all had the same thoughts. Who are these people? Why am I here? And something that went through my mind. So I'm just going to get back in my car and go home. There he is, Maurice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we all went inside. We were greeted by a smiling Marie and an efficient Allie who had dutifully paired us up with our roommates for the night. I'm not going to lie, sharing a room with a stranger had me pretty apprehensive. Sorry, Thomas. Okay, so here we go. So I won't rehash the rest of the retreat. It was the superb planning of Marie and Allie. Had us leaving just 24 hours later, feeling like we had known each other for definitely more than a day. 9 months later, 8 sessions later, we're making the drive back to Waynesboro, excited about who our roommate was going to be for the night. And as fun of a time as it was, that reality starts sinking in that this is the end for the class of 2017. You know what? This is not the end. This is the beginning of the next chapter, a chapter that would never have been written if it were not for Marie and Allie. So for Marie and Allie, if you can join us up on stage, please. So we thought it would be fitting to start this next chapter by dedicating a page to you guys. So on behalf of the Core 2017 class, we're honored to present you with a small token of our appreciation. This is a package that we've all contributed to from Montgomery's newest and best entertainment destination, Pike and Rose.
Oh, Mickey, what did we say about shameless self-promotion?
Right. So I'm sorry about that. So tonight you're all going to enjoy the fabulous desserts by Nothing But Cakes. But seriously, Marie and Allie, we hope you'll enjoy dining at Summer House, Stella Barra, Del Frisco, City Perch, Starbucks, Bibby Bop. You'll catch a show at AMP. You're going to go to iPic, and parking is free. So again, thank you for everything you've done for us. We're proud to be your first class.
First class!
Oh my God, I'm so
Oh, okay, none of that was in the script. None of it. So now, oh, wow. Oh, so much trouble. Okay, I have to put this down. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. Well, this is actually why we do this job. It is. It's why Allie stays up sleepless nights, and why I say, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And then I go home and tell my husband, oh my God, it's not fine, it's not fine, it's not fine, it's not fine, it's not fine. It's still not fine, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Which is why we're live streaming this event across the street right now, because I knew we were gonna be tardy. So, but it's all worth it for tonight. So with that, I want to introduce our keynote speaker, Michelle Freeman. She is the owner and CEO of the Carl Freeman Foundation. The owner and CEO of the Carl Freeman Companies, a 69-year-old real estate company. She is the president and chairman of the Carl Freeman Foundation, which has been giving grants to organizations since 1947. She is the founding chairman of the Joshua Freeman Foundation, which honors her late husband, Joshua Freeman. She serves on several boards and has received numerous awards for her businesses. She is also the minority owner in Monumental Sports and Entertainment, which owns the Verizon Center, the Washington Wizards, the Capitals, and the Mystics. Michelle is one of only 12 female basketball team owners. Because women can make it happen. And finally, Michelle is most proud of her 3 children, Nicholas, Benjamin, and Juliana. I'm still thrown off by Mickey Freeman. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Michelle Freeman.
Thank you. What a great night. What a fantastic night. Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Freeman, and I brought a timer because I'm Italian, and so I shouldn't have to say anything other than that, and you'll understand. Let me say thank you for having me tonight and allowing me to address this group of 2017 graduates of the core class, the senior leadership, and the emerging leaders class. Thank you to my friend Jeffrey Slavin, who's somewhere out there in the audience. He is the master connector, and he's my friend and the person in my life who pushes me to connect. I hope all the new leaders or the leaders that are sitting in the audience, that you have those friends in your life that urge you on. I'd also like to thank C. Marie and the whole group from Leadership Montgomery. They're wonderful. Thank you for inviting me. 2 things were interesting to me tonight as I prepared. One is I rarely write speeches. I speak a lot, and I rarely write. But I felt the need tonight to do that because I wanted it to be good, because it's very important what you're doing tonight, how you're graduating. And the second is that I wanted to stop my busy, crazy, single mom kind of CEO life and think about leadership. And I wanted to think about what I could share with you that might be interesting. By way of qualifying, the very things that make me who I am as a leader aren't listed on my bio. They are actually the hard, tough things in my life. In 2006, I lost my husband, Josh Freeman, in a helicopter accident. In 2014, I lost my boyfriend, Matt Haley, who grew up here in Kensington, on a motorcycle accident in India. And I have maintained long-term sobriety thanks to a 12-step program for the last 29 years. Thank you. Thank you. Those things by themselves don't tell my story, and also those tragedies no longer define me. But the hard things in my life help propel me to live a life of business and service. And in fact, if I had to say how they line up in my life, I would say that my relationship with a higher power, a power greater than myself, is first. And then my relationship to my 3 kids. And then business and philanthropy, they're kind of equal to me. And then these small acts of anonymous giving that have laced through my life are the last, and the thing that keeps me grounded. The hard things can either make you bitter and hardened, or if you accept it, they make you grateful for the opportunity to grow. You will develop a deep empathy that serves as a connection to humanity when you accept that this is the journey that's been set before you. The beautiful thing about getting to the point where you are, where the leaders are today, as you sit and listen to all these folks talk about leadership, is that you are in what I will call the decision space of leadership. Because you get to decide today as you go forward if you are going to be a leader that takes or a leader that gives. In fact, every day that you're a leader, when you wake up, you will get to decide how you are going to be and what you are going to be in the next 24 hours. So there's a story that I love. It's the starfish story. Do you guys know the starfish story? It's about the gentleman, or I make it a woman in my mind, who's walking along the beach and there's 1 million starfish. And she stops and she begins to throw the starfish back in the ocean. And someone stops her and says, "Why would you do that? What are you doing? You're not making a difference. There's thousands of them." And she picks one up and throws it in the ocean and says, "I made a difference to that one." And so Josh's 10-year anniversary, it was December 14th, 2006 that my husband passed away. I decided that I wanted to do that. I wanted to live the starfish principle in my philanthropy. And so my kids and I decided to support an organization called the Headstrong Organization. That is to say that in this country, this wonderful country of ours, 1/3 of all people who commit suicide every day are vets. And on D-Day, I thought that it was important for me to bring this up. So 1/3 of all suicides are vets. And at the rate we're going, more post-9/11 vets will die by suicide than they will from active combat. There is an organization called Headstrong that was out of San Diego and out of New York City. But the folks in Montgomery County and DC and Virginia didn't have access to them. So the kids and I gave a gift, a major gift, for them to open an office in downtown DC. And now our vets, thank you. Now our vets can go in, speak to a counselor, get immediately seen, have unlimited therapy, no doc, not lose their clearance because many of them are afraid of losing their clearance if they complain of PTSD syndrome, and be treated with different modalities than we've ever seen. And so that's the starfish principle, and that's what you all someday, maybe now, will have the chance to do. Find something that makes you impassioned. Will you be the woman or man on the beach throwing back the one starfish at a time, dedicated to the idea that you make a difference to one person at a time? I believe that one of the secrets to life, that if you choose to be a leader that gives back, is that you'll be amazed at what comes back to you. I believe that I made a decision in the days and months after losing Josh to look at what I could do for others, to focus on finding a purpose bigger than myself and bigger than my pain. So, in fact, I believe when I sign checks or put my support behind a cause, I am living my highest purpose. When I do the quiet work, the noble work and service to those who may need a little extra help, I am fulfilling the journey of Michelle Freeman's soul. The Joshua M. Freeman Foundation and its work on behalf of children in Maryland and Delaware can help me live those words. I started that organization after my husband died, and I'll do anything from making coffee to cleaning bathrooms. And that is part of my personal philanthropy. The leaders that I look up to share some common characteristics: humility, service to others in their circles and outside of their circles. They sometimes choose to make less money to be able to do the right thing. Many of them choose the hard and good versus the easy and the bad. They believe in self-reflection. They are not saints. Perhaps that's some self-reflection about me and my own part. And they have the ability to see the world they want to leave behind and then work toward that instead of accepting what is. Case in point, today after a great lunch in Rockville Town Center, I walked with my cousin, Senator Cheryl Kagan, to visit Mansfield Caseman Health Clinic. I'd like to work toward a world where everyone has the health care they need. And so even though I don't fund health care causes, I'm more an arts and children kind of funder, you can spread the word for them. You can be a cheerleader for them. You can be a connector for them. You can be like Jeff Slavin and say, get out and do something for them. So to the graduates, because I'm going to keep it short and get you guys out of here and stay under the time, find your thing. That's what I challenge you to. Find your thing. Decide what you do for a living. And that, by the way, I will say, should light you up. You don't have to like it every day. You don't have to show up to work and like what you do every day, but you do have to love it, right? And make a difference in the world. Make the decision to be a leader that heals others, that heals yourself, that heals the world. Be a starfish thrower and a legacy leaver. Be a storyteller and a doer. Include your children in your acts of kindness, and if you don't have children, include your nieces and nephews. I will be watching you and the rest of these folks. You're our future. I will be happy and cheering you on to fulfill your soul's purpose. Thank you for having me tonight. Best of luck to you. You're on your way.
Thank you so much, Michelle. What a beautiful way to end the program. So it is time to go over to the Fillmore and enjoy dinner, dancing, networking. Please exit the theater safely. We have officers at the top of the street to help you cross the street to get over to the Fillmore. We'll see you over there. Thanks, everyone.